Hey guys, this is Pastor Sean Beatty from Clovis Hills Community Church, and I want to tell you about a new radio show. It's going to be 9 a.m. to 10 every Friday morning, and it's called Redefine Defiance. It's spirituality for the rest of us. That's really what it is. Here's what I want you to know. If you're one of those people that you love God, but you're not perfect, you don't have the whole Bible memorized, you haven't, been born in the back row of a Baptist church and you've got it all together, well, this is the show for you, because we're going to come together and we're going to learn from the Bible, we're going to tell stories, we're going to laugh, and we're going to have a good time. My co-host, Pastor Scott Hinman, and our producer, Beast Mode, we're going to come on and we're going to bring the word to you in a new, fun, exciting way. So come see us on 1680 The Answer.
From AM 1680, The Answer, this is Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza, the behind-the-scenes story of the business shakers and movers in the Valley and beyond. And now, here's your host, Lance Cardoza.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, so the Central Valley has some beautiful rain. Isn't it nice? We've had a couple days of rain now, and today it's just pretty consistent, and it everybody, as Pastor Franklin was saying on the Franklin Show, Jim Franklin Show, drive a little slower. Take your time. We're all going to get there at the same time. What happens is roads get slick with all that oil falling off those cars, and it lays on the road, and once that rain hits that road, it's just a slip and slide, and it's not too pretty. But every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., I bring you Business Leaders Live, and this week is pretty exceptional to me. It's pretty exciting. We have an author, a motivational speaker, a father, a grandfather, a husband. He's a great man. Arsen Marsoobian is in studio. He's sometimes called Papa Soob for the ones that know him very well. And Arsen's got a new book. Arsen's got A Heartbeat Away. Are you ready? So we're going to be talking about that book. And Arsen, thank you for being on Business Leaders Live.
Thanks, Lance. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here today.
Yeah, you're a great guy. I met you, Jeff Eben, motivational speaker, and I think through Jeff we had connected, and then also your love of baseball with the Fresno Grizzlies and being involved down there. And I got to hear a little bit about your story, and motivational speaker, and just happy about life. You've got this great book, and I want to start off with, Arsen, how old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah, how old are you, Arsen?
Age is just a number, and mine's really unlisted. But
it's unlisted. Yeah,
I just turned 83.
83 years old, and you look the same that when I met you years ago, and always something new going on. A little less hair.
A little less hair. I threw the toupee away. So
you got rid of it? Yeah. Quit faking it. So you've got the new book coming out, and we're going to be talking about that, but talk to me a little bit about Papa Soob. A lot of people that affectionately know Arsen call you Papa Soob, and where'd that come from?
Well, it came from a lot of different positions, but really Soob is the middle of the Marsoobian last name.
Okay.
And my kids, actually, in high school, Brian and Brad and Lori, they were called Soob, and particularly Brian, because of his baseball and his athletic abilities, everybody knew him as Soob.
They cut it short, yeah.
Right. And one day I was out on a golf course and playing, and how come I drew a blank?
You're out playing the golf course,
that I was a radio station.
Yeah,
a football player.
Football player from a radio station. Cameron?
No, ESPN.
Cameron Royale? No.
Oh, what's the station?
Chris Pacheco.
Chris
Pacheco.
He'll kill me.
I was just talking to Chris this morning.
Chris yells out, "Hey, Papa Soob!"
Yeah.
And so that kind of stuck. But then when I fast forward a few years and I got into the speaking and writing and stuff and branding, I thought, well, nobody knows what Soob is other than in our area here.
Yeah.
So I came up with an acronym for a Soob and established a company, Soob Enterprises.
Okay.
So S stands for success on a daily basis, optimism as a philosophy of life, overachieve in every task, and the B is a belief in the God of the universe. So if you can do all those things, if you have success, optimism, overachieve, and believe, you can be a Soob.
You can be a Soob.
And in fact, one of the presentations and talks that I have for the business community is to go in and talk to the business owners about how to organize and develop their business around the Soob philosophy.
And it creates a company culture.
Yes.
Yeah. So your sons were playing sports. Were you from Fresno your whole life?
I came here when I was about 7 years old.
7 years old,
and so it's been a while. So I was born in the East, but came out here when I was 7, and I went through the entire school system here at the elementary school in Fresno. Graduated Fresno High in 1953, and then Fresno State in 1957 and 58.
So you're Fresno through and through.
Bulldog born and bulldog bred. Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about growing up here in Fresno as a young boy, and seeing where it is today, and how was that for you?
Well, the interesting thing is that the studio right here on Olive Avenue, this was kind of the north end when we moved in.
It's like Orchards, right?
Yeah, this was when you came to Olive Avenue to the Tower District.
Yeah.
The interesting thing was that Armenians could not buy homes north of Olive Avenue. So when my dad came to look for property, he settled on Safford Avenue. It was 2 blocks south of Olive.
Yeah.
And that's where my home was, on Safford Avenue, right here in this neighborhood. So this was where I grew up, where I ran around as a kid and played. So this is home.
This is home.
I've seen the community change from this all the way out to the river.
Yeah. So, and over the years, it's grown.
It just keeps growing. I had left Fresno. This was a shocker. I left Fresno in 1989 for a corporate job and traveled around the country with a major life insurance company. And then it was 2002 when I actually came back to Fresno. Mm-hmm. And Fresno had leaped Herndon Avenue.
Yeah.
All of that time, because when I was working for the city for a number of years, Herndon was the border.
Yeah.
All of the growth,
orchards.
Nothing was to go beyond Herndon Avenue.
Yeah.
Unless it was all controlled growth. Mm-hmm. Well, I came back, and then all of the problems that existed in the 90s with politics in Fresno, and now we have River Park, and it's gone all the way to the river. So
yeah, which is great. River Park and everything that's out there, but it was urban sprawl. It was going like crazy, and Fresno was growing.
Well, another part of history is Fresno State. I had classes at Fresno City College campus.
Yeah.
And then the new campus out at Fresno State, where it is today. And so in 1953-54, the campus was being built. And so we would have an hour break between classes so we could drive. But once you passed Shields, it was 2 lanes all the way out to the university.
All the way out to It seemed like you had to pack a lunch to go out to make that trip. And now what? 5-10 minutes.
The freeways but it's remarkable to see the growth in this community.
Yeah.
It continues to be one of the best communities. I traveled around, like I said, for 10 years with the major insurance company, and I got to see a lot of the country. A lot of my territory was the East Coast and in the South, and
so you get
Fresno is really a strong community. We have a lot of family values. Here, I think we're kind of considered the Bible Belt, really in California, if not around the country now. We're very fortunate for the things we have in Fresno and the people that we have here.
A lot of pride in Fresno.
Yes, and terrific leadership. I mean, the leadership that we have in the Christian community and in government and the programs, we're really very fortunate what we have here in town.
Yeah, and I always tell people if you're not happy with something and you want to make change or you want to make something better, get involved. And in this area in Fresno, there's plenty of opportunities to get involved. When you get in some of those big city politics, it's like pulling teeth to find a way in. But here in Fresno, if you have something to give, if you have an opinion and you want to make a difference, you're embraced. You're embraced to get involved, to state your mind, and people will listen.
It's easy to do. And when you're in a big metropolitan area, most of your life is spent in your car, getting to and from work. And there really is no time to develop anything beyond the family or to get involved. And you really have to seek it out to get involved. But here, like you said, if a person has a heart and wants to do that, then they have the opportunity to get out and volunteer in any number of ways in our community.
Yeah, or even share an opinion or go in there and talk to. A lot of people will be upset with a council member or a congressman, and you have an opportunity to get their ear right here and go sit down with them and talk to them and help mold your community. This is your community, and people can get involved, and there is an ear to listen to you. And if you're not happy with those politicians, maybe you're the one that can get in there and make a difference, or find the right guy or right woman to do it for you. And
or get in the game yourself. That's the other book I wrote was called Don't Die.
I remember that book. Yeah,
the 3 essential truths for a fulfilled and happy life, and part of that is getting back in the game. So even people who are retired, get an opportunity to volunteer and do things. And if you don't like something that's going on, get in the game.
Get in the game. Don't just sit back and be in the back seat quarterback coach. Sitting there just trying to coach the game from your chair to the TV. We're going to take a short break, Arsen, but when we come back, I want to specifically talk about A Heartbeat Away. Are you ready? Yeah, and that's your next book. You had that book, Don't Die, and now you've got this book. I'm sure there's some great stuff in there, but we'll talk about it when we return here with Arsen Marsoobian, Papa Soob, here on Business Leaders Live.
A little smarter.
What you've been talking about rings rife through this area.
And a lot more informed.
I'm a black man in America. I'm a survivor.
It's Jim Franklin Live.
Just wanted to say I like your show, dude.
Weekday mornings at 8 on AM 1680, The Answer. Get it out your mouth. Get it off your chest.
Russian allegations.
Being politically correct.
Jim Franklin Live.
Scandals over the White House.
Weekday mornings at 8 on AM 1680.
The Answer. This is Dennis Prager, and you know about my love for the people and the country of Israel. I have an acquaintance in the Central Valley who may well rival me in his love and commitment to Israel, while his more than 80 times in the land well outnumbers the number of my own visits. I'm speaking about retired Marine Corps Colonel John Somerville. John leads groups to Israel on a regular basis, and they are not just run-of-the-mill trips. They are certainly biblically based, but John makes sure you meet with and learn from Israeli soldiers, ambassadors, all sorts of Jews, and just plain Israeli citizens. The next 2 tours are in January and March. John has been on the station on Saturdays and Sundays with Israel in the bullseye for many years. Call him at 559-877-2882 for the finest in travel and learning in Israel. 559-877-2882. 559-877-2882 for the finest in travel and learning in Israel.
The world has it out for your floors. From overwatered plants to overflowing dog bowls. But the Home Depot has new water-resistant Pergo Outlast Plus laminate flooring starting at just $279 a square foot. Its 24-hour spill protection stands up to liquids for a whole day, so the world will have to wait. But you won't. The next generation of laminate flooring is here now. Pergo Outlast Plus from just $279 a square foot. Exclusively at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only.
If you've fallen behind on your taxes, you know that the IRS is already coming for their money, and they'll get it too by garnishing your wages or maybe even taking your home or business. They call it enforced compliance, and you'd better watch out because the penalties and interest compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. You need to call the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Solving tax issues is all they do. One call to Optima starts the process to stop the demand letters and stop aggressive collection actions. They get to work immediately, fighting to protect your assets and helping you put your tax problems behind you. The IRS writes off millions every year, and Optima knows all the ins and outs of the IRS's tax assistance programs that could save you thousands. So what are you waiting for? Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage, $75 per month level rate for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110 per month, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rate guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Termbusters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote at 1-800-569-5440. That's 1-800-569-5440. You're probably paying more than you should. Call Termbusters, 1-800-569-5440, or visit our website at termbusters.net. Remember, 1-800-569-5440. Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting. Exam required to qualify.
Giving you the inside story of business leaders in the Valley and beyond. This is Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza.
Welcome back, everybody, to Business Leaders Live. Every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., I bring you Business Leaders Live, and you can catch all the past episodes at lancecardoza.com. That's CARDOZA.com. LanceCardoza.com. You can catch the past episodes, or you can listen to us online at my1680.com or right here at AM 1680. I have Arsen Marsoobian in here, and we're talking about his new book, A Heartbeat Away, Are You Ready? And Arsen, where our studios are, you grew up in this area, so we're talking about growing up, and you were telling a fun little story that you used to take figs from the family, and you would put them in a little, tell that story.
Well, to make a few bucks so I could go to the swimming pool, go out there to Weymouth swimming pool in the summertime. I'd climb the fig tree in my backyard and take these big, black, beautiful figs, get an egg carton, put them in there, go around the different neighborhoods here, knock on doors, and sell them for 15 cents a dozen or 2 dozen for a quarter. I'd make about $3-4, and I was king at the Weymouth pool because it only cost 10 cents to get in, and I had all the money I needed.
You were loaded.
I was loaded.
So that started at a young age, an entrepreneur getting out there and doing it. And you traveled business, and what was it in your life that was the turning point that said, hey, I need to do something different?
Well, to explain that, let me tell a little story. Yeah. There was an old man in a hospital bed, and he was on his deathbed. And he was there, and wasn't much time left, and he opened his eyes, and he saw some figures standing around his bed. And he goes, oh, I know you guys. These are my high school buddies. You came to cheer me up, and it's really great. And one of them walked over, the tallest one walked over and grabbed his hand and said, you know us, okay? See, I'm your talents, and he's your gifts, and he's your hopes, and that's your dreams. You knew us, but you never used us. And we didn't come to cheer you up. We came to die with you. And I heard that, and I went, that old man in that bed was really me. Because at age 65, I was having my second open heart surgery within 70 days of the first surgery. And they said that it was 4 times more dangerous than the first one. They weren't sure I could make it. And I was going to take all my hopes, dreams, talents, abilities to the grave with me, and didn't know it. You think you live your life, you think you've done all those things. But the truth is, the most expensive land is not the oil fields, it's not the gold mines, it's the cemeteries, because therein lies hopes, dreams, talents, gifts given by God, never utilized. And so that I went through that surgery. It was a 13-hour ordeal. I came through it, 3-4 days in intensive care, 5 more days in the hospital. It was on my 65th birthday. What a birthday present. Wow. What a gift of life. What a great birthday present that was.
But eye-opening experience.
Eye-opening experience. It was really great. And the lead into the title of the book, I called a pastor friend of mine who was actually going to be marrying my daughter, that's David T. Moore, and I said, David, would you pray for me? Got the surgery tomorrow morning. Yeah. He said, Arsen, sure, that's not a problem. He says, but I'm as close to dying as you are. I said, what are you talking about, David? You're 38 years old. Did something happen I didn't know about? He says, no, we're all a heartbeat away from meeting the Lord. And I went, wow, I kind of laughed. That's kind of profound, but it just stuck with me.
Yeah.
And it was almost 20 years later when I embarked upon the journey to start to write this book, and I knew that was going to be that had to be the title.
The title being A Heartbeat Away.
Heartbeat Away. And then it was,
Are You Ready?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready spiritually? Are you ready with relationships that you have? And are you ready financially? So it's salvation, reconciliation, and stewardship. To be able to take care of those people left behind. There's 38 years in the life insurance business, I know a great deal about that last aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the spiritual side, it's the most important piece, because as Adrian Rogers says in the first quote in the book, is that you never really learn how to live until you are prepared to die.
Yeah.
So that's where that came from. So the spiritual side, and then in the reconciliation and relationships, at the end of life, many studies in hospice cares and programs, the number one thing people care about at the end, family and relationships. It's the only things that really matter at the end. Most important things.
Like you had that vision to your high school buddies.
Yes.
It was your relationships, and like you said, they came in forms of pieces of your life that you were going to bury.
Yes.
That you felt at 65. And so at 65, now 83, and you've got the book. This is your second book, correct?
It's actually the third book.
Okay.
It's a third book, and I co-authored another book with Michelle Prince. So there's actually 4 books with my name on them. So
you've authored 3 books from that day, and you got in the game, basically.
You got back in the game, but it took a while.
Yeah.
It took a while because it came back and went through some stuff. I went through a divorce, came back to Fresno, had another heart surgery in 2004. My son said, Dad, this is enough. Go play golf. Bought me a membership at the Sunnyside Country Club, him and his wife, Julie. And I said, well, this is really great. So I gave up everything and went out and started playing golf every day at Sunnyside. And I played 175 rounds of golf in a year. And so that was life. It was supposed to be the best thing going. Yeah. Right? I was living a great life.
It was like going back to
it was fantastic.
Going back to the days with the figs and the swimming pool.
Yeah,
you were living it.
Just living it, going like crazy. And then one day I ended up going to a seminar, and Mark Victor Hansen, the seminar, and then he gave, if you bought this cassette tapes, you got to go to a 3-day conference in L.A. So friends of ours, we went. And when I was there, listening to some of the motivational speakers, and it was something that I learned in my 30s from Jimmy Weldon, by the way, the dynamics of personal motivation. And I thought, man, this is fantastic. You can alter your life by altering your mind and changes things and how to set goals and what to do. And I thought, man, I want to tell people about that. Yeah. Somebody said, you can't make a living selling tapes. Well, I should go tell that to Zig Ziglar and Dennis Waitley and Mark Victor Hansen and all the rest of them. But I was listening to these guys, and I'm going, maybe I can still do that. And so I signed up for a series of things, and in that process, I met a man by the name of Les Brown. And I'll tell you this.
Les Brown, yes. And I remember you talking about Les Brown. We have to take a short break, Arsen, but we come back. We're going to tell people how you can get a heartbeat away. Are you ready? And we're going to talk about meeting Les Brown and your venture into motivational speaking when we come back with Business Leaders Live.
Every day, Poverello House serves 1,600 meals to homeless men and women and families in Fresno County. That's equivalent to one meal for each person at a sold-out Save Mart Center concert. And we've been doing it all with a warehouse and operations center that has seen much better days. Hello, this is Cruz Avila, Executive Director for the Poverello House. Help us raise the roof and fund the construction of a new fully insulated warehouse at Poverello. Together, let's build something that will have a profound impact on our community. Donate today by visiting www.poverellohouse.org or call us at 498-6988.
Hello, baby. By popular demand, Dick Delgado's Rhythm Roundup Oldies Show is moving to Sundays from 3 to 5 p.m. All your favorites from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. 2 full hours of the perfect cruising music to wrap up your weekend with the legendary Richard the Lion, Dick Delgado. So grab your hula hoop and slick back your hair for this sentimental trip through the valley. The Rhythm Roundup with Dick Delgado. Sundays 3 to 5 on AM 1680, The Answer.
Serrano's Furniture is the proud sponsor of The Fighter's Voice, Central Valley's only boxing and MMA one-hour weekly talk show featuring local, amateur, and professional boxers with interviews of Hall of Fame guests from trainers to boxing promoters with your host from thefightersvoice.com, Richard Ortiz, here at KGED 1680 AM The Answer.
The Fighter's Voice with Richard Ortiz, Saturday afternoon 5 to 6 and Sunday afternoon 2 to 3 on AM 1680, The Answer.
Geico presents Unhelpful Home Improvement How-Tos.
You can't predict when a pipe will burst, but when one does, you'll have quite a mess on your hands. So today, I'll show you how to prep for water damage by covering everything you own in plastic wrap. All you need is a lot of patience and 15,000 feet of plastic wrap. Now let's get started.
You could try to protect your stuff by covering it in plastic wrap, or you could get covered for personal property damage through the Geico Insurance Agency. Visit geico.com and see how affordable renter's insurance can be.
Hey friend, Pat Boone here. For years, I've been warning fellow Americans about the war on cash, such as we saw last year in India, where the government outlawed the use of cash overnight, creating public chaos and hardship. And now, some of our own leaders want to outlaw our $100 and $50 bills right here in the USA. Well, to sort this out, I sat down with a top authority and recorded an interview. It's available now on a free CD or MP3 by calling Swiss America at 800-289-2646, 800-289-2646. I discovered why this war on cash will not end until every dollar that we earn, save, and spend can be tracked by the federal government. I want you to get your free War on Cash CD now and discover which assets still offer privacy and growth potential. Get your free War on Cash CD now, will you? 800-289-2646, 800-289-2646.
Loans are made by WebBank. Rates and terms vary based on credit history. Amazon is not a sponsor of this promotion. Other restrictions apply. See website for details.
I was making great progress on building my savings, but then I got hit with an unexpected car repair bill.
Keeping a close eye on my credit score allowed me to buy my first house, but an unexpected medical emergency set me back.
When the unexpected happened, Avant was there to help. If you need to borrow $2,000 to $35,000, try Avant. It's fast, simple, and transparent.
Everything is done online. There are no prepayment fees, and no collateral is required. And you can instantly check your rate with no impact to your credit score.
Over 500,000 customers have experienced the convenience of a loan through Avant. No wonder Avant has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. And now, Avant will give you a $50 Amazon.com gift card after your first payment is made on time. To check your rates and to get this special radio offer, go to Avant.com today and enter promo code 8000 when applying. That's AVANT.com, promo code 8000. Go to Avant.com today and enter promo code 8000.
You are listening to Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza, the behind-the-scenes story of the business shakers and movers in the Valley and beyond. Once again, here's Lance Cardoza.
Welcome back, everybody. We were talking to Arsen Marsoobian, and we're talking, he's a motivational speaker, good friend of Fresno, Papa Soob, A Heartbeat Away, Are You Ready? His new book, and how you dove into this love of motivational speaking and being able to help others. You come across a motivational speaker, Les Brown, and tell that story.
Les Brown happened to be at another conference that I was at. It was the last day, and he just happened to be there and got up on a stage, and in 10, 15 minutes, he had everybody in the audience lying or crying, and both. And I thought, man, this guy's fantastic. I want to study with him. Yeah. I mean, of all the different people that I'd seen, the thousands of dollars that I spent training, I said, this guy's amazing. Who is this guy? Les Brown. I said, where's his band? You know, I'd never heard of him.
Yeah.
And so the story was, he said, okay, I've got a 2-day speaking training program coming up. You're in Los Angeles, and it's $2,000, but I'm going to discount it at $1,500 for anybody here in the audience who wants to come sign up right now. So, man, I ran over and signed up, put it on a credit card, and I was ready to go. Mm-hmm. Then I got home. I thought, that was a dumb move. So I called up, said, I want to cancel. We'll get my money back.
Yeah.
No answer. There was this answering machine, back and forth. Finally, now the warranty period's gone.
Yeah.
There was like 2 weeks to go to the show, the event, and I haven't heard from anybody. And pretty soon the phone rings. Hello? Arsen? Yes. This is Les Brown. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Les Brown. He said, I understand you want your money back, don't want to come to the show. And I said, that's right, sir. He says, well, that's okay. Send back your money. He said, but why don't you want to come? I said, Les, I'm 74 years old. I play 170 rounds of golf a year. I've got a nice girlfriend. I got a good life going right now. I'll be 100 before I could get on a stage and make an impact with anything at all. Why would I do something like this? He says, well, tell me a little bit more about your life. So I told him about the Desire and the Zig Ziglar and all that kind of stuff. He talked to me, waited for a few minutes, and he said, you know, Arsen, he said, you don't realize the experience that you have and the gifts that you have and the need and the desires and things to give back to people. You need to be doing this. And he went on for 45 minutes talking to me. He said, well, what do you think? I said, Mr. Brown, you get $35,000 an hour for people to hear you speak. You just gave me 45 minutes. I think I'm ahead of the game.
Yeah.
I said, I'll be there. He says, you come. You come. I'll get you on the stage. We'll be on the stage together. This is fantastic. I went to the program, for the 2-day training program.
Yeah.
Changed my life. I mean, the guy's outstanding. He's a tremendous speaker. I've gone to several other of his training programs. We became really good friends. He called me his brother from another mother. And then I did an event here in Fresno, and he was gracious enough to reduce that $35,000 fee and come to be on the stage here in Fresno. So that was really the highlight. But starting from Les, and then I went on. I trained with Lynn Rose. She's been a great supporter as well. I went with learned from Mark Victor Hansen, Les Brown, David Van Hoos. I know I'm leaving out a lot of the mentors, but really been great people.
And when you talk about mentors and motivation, is sometimes just that one person that you could change, one person you could help, and not necessarily change, but help them get into the game.
Yes.
Or and a lot of times, do you think other seniors of your age group look at you and say, "Hey, I could do that," or I feel inspired by that?
Yeah, some of them do, but mostly not so much my contemporaries.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that from.
Yeah.
But I've heard more from your age group.
Okay.
With people saying, wow, if that guy can do that at 80, I don't have any problems at 50 and 60, and I got still got my life to go and I could do the things.
Yeah, what am I complaining about?
What am I complaining about? And when I'd go to sessions, it was a thing where people would say, why are you here? Because I'd go, I'd dress nice, I'd sit at the front, I took notes, it was there, and the guys were going, they're watching. People are watching. You don't know who's watching and what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And somebody said, boy, you're really an inspiration. I said, why? And they said, well, what are you here? Taking notes and listening and trying to learn, and you're in your 70s. And I said, well, just like you, I'm trying to learn something, trying to change my life, trying to get better.
Yeah.
And I really didn't think that much about it, but that's where those are the ones who are more inspired.
It was just like the pastor told you. I'm 46. You're 83. We're still both only one heartbeat away.
Yes.
Like you said, it's one heartbeat away. So it doesn't matter how old you are. You never can stop learning. and those hopes and desires and everything like you talked about, all in this book, A Heartbeat Away. Are you ready? How do people get the book?
The book right now is on all electronic book platforms, all ebook platforms. They can get it by going to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Nook, iBook programs.
Yeah.
The easiest way to find out about me and the books is if people will go to Amazon.com/ the word author, AUTHOR, / and in lowercase ARSEN SM. If they put that in there, Arsen SM, all lowercase, that'll take them to my page. It will have all the books on them. They can click on A Heartbeat Away. It'll take them right to the
and
Kindle page.
I'm sure on Amazon you can go in there and search A Heartbeat Away, and the book will come up that way too.
Right. Or you can search it on Barnes & Noble or any of the others, just to pull up the title. But I found out there's a couple other books out there called A Heartbeat Away.
Okay.
But so you have to add the "Are you ready?" if you're going to do the search.
Okay.
So you have to have the full title in there, or just put in my name, Arsen S. Marsoobian, and it'll come up as the author.
And come up that way too. And so they can also get a hard copy, and that's coming up here in the next month or so.
Well, that's the interesting. This is a really great thing about this is that this year with Heartbeat Away, I got a publisher.
Oh, nice.
I got a publisher, a company called Morgan James Publishing out of New York, and they have a division called Morgan James Faith. And so I can tell you about that and how they're going to release that in April.
And get some book signings going on and stuff.
Yes, we're getting ready to go with that.
We'll be right back with Arsen. We got more to talk about right here on Business Leaders Live.
Hi, I'm Bob Richards.
And I'm certified financial planner Andy Smith.
We're the co-hosts of Financial Engine's Investing Sense. This past weekend on the show, we tackled your biggest question. The Dow Jones returned 23% through early December, so what should I do now?
If you invested last year, congratulations. But do not become complacent, because now's the time to adjust your portfolio and protect those returns. Sadly, almost half of Americans missed out. So whether you're already invested or if you need a way to get into the market, you got to have a plan to get from where you are today to where you want to be in retirement. Look, we're going to make this painless for you. Get to financialengines.com, click on the free portfolio review button, or call Financial Engines, 800-309-6933. We'll analyze your investments and give you recommendations for this year at no cost.
I wish I had known about you when I was pregnant. Or we go to visit a church and share all the services Pregnancy Care Center provides, and someone is sure to say, "You do all that?" We want the community to know who we are, all the services we provide, and where to find us. The services we provide extend far beyond the walls of our offices. In addition to pregnancy testing, limited ultrasound examinations, prenatal education, options education, and advocacy, Pregnancy Care Center provides pregnancy classes, Just for Guys classes, advocacy for men, resources and referrals for every client that walks through our doors. In addition, Pregnancy Care Center offers support to the community for those who have been affected by abortion through the post-abortion support services and healthy relationship education through the Hope Team for teens, as well as their parents. All the services provided by Pregnancy Care Center are 100% free and always confidential. We are completely funded by this community through individuals, churches, and businesses. We not only want to be a resource to our clients who may be experiencing an unexpected pregnancy, but also to the community as a whole. The truth of the matter is, we want Pregnancy Care Center to be the first place a woman may think of when she finds herself pregnant. We want to be the first choice in initial pregnancy-related services. Your help is key to getting the word out. Perhaps you may not need our services, but you will know someone who does. You have a sphere of influence. Thank you for partnering with Pregnancy Care Center to build a culture of life in our community. For more information or how to get actively involved, find us at ministry.pregnancycarecenter.com. That's ministry.pregnancycarecenter.com. Thank you.
Giving you the inside story of business leaders in the Valley and beyond. This is Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza.
Hello, everybody. We're back. We had a little bit of technical difficulties with this weather out there, and in Arsen, it might be a sign. Might be a sign that we just got hit with a big power surge. And our producer, Cody's been hustling over here and making sure we're back up and live right here on AM 1680, The Answer. So, Arsen, all the power went out.
The whole thing, we shut down. But thank goodness for guys like Cody who know how to put those things back together again. You know?
Yeah. So we're back live again. We've been talking to Arsen. Arsen, we're talking about your book, A Heartbeat Away. Are you ready? Later today, you can get this episode at lancecardoza.com, and we'll make sure we share that link on our page also. So if you're looking to get that book, and you can get it at Amazon. And we were talking during the break one time that Alexa, if you have Amazon, will read the book to you.
Yes, that's the coolest thing. I didn't realize that was going to happen, but I went on and looked at all the different things, and it says Alexa. And of course, I mispronounced it. I told my kids, I was so excited. I said, Alexis is going to read my book. And they said, who? I said, no, Alexis. They go, Dad, it's Alexa. Oh, okay, I better spell it right.
You better spell it right. And for those of you that don't know, Alexa, you speak to it, just like those other devices, and it gives you information. What is the weather today? And it's funny because SNL did a funny spoof on Alexandria, but they couldn't get the name, and they argued with the things. But it'll read the book to you. But you also have a hard copy coming out with your publisher, and that'll be sometime in April, and also book signings?
Yes, the Morgan James Faith, along with Ingram Sparks Distribution, they're going to be the wholesaler. They picked that they was going to make this the spring release for the books. And so it'll come out April 3rd to the all of the bookstores, and it'll be in print copy on all of the other Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and the other stores as well, and online. And I'm really excited about that because there's two things. One, by having the publisher, it's easier to get into the books and have a distributor. I got people out there, wholesalers, marketing the books. But the other is they give a portion of the book sales to Habitat for Humanity. Yeah. So part of the book sales is already going to a charitable donation, which is really good.
I saw that on the back. I have a copy of the hard book here, and so Habitat for Humanity, so they support that. So then, that's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to be out there signing the autographs and meeting the people that are getting your book right there in their hand.
I'm going to New York in April, and in fact, I did an interview a couple of weeks ago with a gentleman called K.C. Armstrong, and he has the radio station WMAP Radio, and we've hit it off. And he's read the book, and he loves the book, and I think he's got it posted a comment on Amazon. But he said, Arsen, I'm going to set up where you do a book signing. So I'm going to be able to do a book signing in New York. So that's kind of privileged. And I'm trying to work with Fresno State to see if we can do a book signing at the library there.
Yeah.
And we'll be also contacting our local stores here, Barnes & Noble and Majestic Bible Store, because it is going to be a faith-based book and be in the faith-based stores.
Good deal. So, Arsen, is there anything, and I'm sure you're always setting your goals higher and getting into that game, is there anything that you have in your sight that you want to accomplish that's still right there that you're trying to grab and trying to grab that brass ring, reach up and grab it? What is that?
Part of the slogan of Soob Enterprises is touching lives and transforming outcomes. At this point in my life, really what's important is making that impact on the lives and touching the lives of people. It's been very gratifying. The people that I've sent the book out to that have read it have come back and already have said, man, this is a really great book. Made a big impact in my life. I got to change something. I didn't realize one guy was set spiritually. He's come back and said, I got to get my finances in order. I didn't realize how messed up I was. Some other people said, man, I know somebody I need to get in touch with. Somebody else says, Arsen, I've really been wrestling with the spirituality of stuff. And, really, where do you go? What happens to the soul? How do I know? All of those things. And it impacted on them.
Yeah.
So make an impact on the lives of other people and leave a legacy of that is really where the goal is. So the monetary things and the rest of it, I really don't have big lofty goals for that. I'm just a heartbeat away.
A heartbeat away. I'm touching lives every corner you turn. And with this radio show with Business Leaders Live, you're maybe hitting somebody for the very first time. You can go to lancecardoza.com later and you can listen to the whole show. Also, we'll put that link in there where you can get the book, A Heartbeat Away, Are You Ready? In electronic form. And then on April 3rd, the book will come out in a hard copy. And I encourage you at that point, if you get the electronic version, you got to come out and get the hard book too and get Arsen to sign it for you. And because I'm sure you're going to want that.
Yeah, but people can pre-order.
They can pre-order.
They can pre-order that the hard copies right now.
Okay.
And if they'll pre-order A Heartbeat Away and send me acknowledgement of that to Papa Soob at SoobENT.com. So that's PAPASOOB at SOOBENT.com. I will send them a free copy of Don't Die.
Okay. So your other book.
The other book.
Yeah, perfect.
So the two books go together.
And you'll sign the copies for them and
sign
send
a copy for them, mail it to them. But if they pre-order before April 3rd or on April 3rd, and let me know about that, we'll be happy to send them that free book.
Perfect. And we'll share that email address just one more time if you were writing it down. What was that email address again?
PAPASOOB at SOOBENT.com.
Perfect. So if you order it online, you pre-order that hard copy, you'll get the other book, Don't Die, for free. And you'll send it to them and get it autographed when the hard copies come out.
Right.
Perfect. So, and one thing we like to do in our final segment, we're getting ready to go to that final segment. We want to know something about Arsen Marsoobian that someone maybe doesn't know. Maybe someone has to be really close to Arsen to know this. And when we come back, we want to share that. We also want to share with people how they can get the book and be able to do that also. And then we want to find out what that is that makes you makes you tick or makes you, it's something that someone might not know about Arsen Marsoobian, or just some bit of information that you want to share that might make somebody turn on that light bulb, something a little different. You've been listening to Business Leaders Live right here on AM 1680 The Answer every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Myself, Lance Cardoza, I bring you Business Leaders Live. If you have a good suggestion for a business leader, you can always go to lancecardoza.com and let us know.
By popular demand.
The long and the short of it is this.
Because you've asked for it.
Bob Corker is just doing the bidding of the resistance.
The Laura Ingraham Show is back on AM 1680 The Answer.
Clintons and the Obamas. The resistance resides among the Bushes.
Listen to America's #1 female conservative talk show host, Laura Ingraham. Weekdays, noon to 3. AM
1680 The Answer.
Hello, everybody. This is Lance Cardoza. I host a show, Business Leaders Live, right here on AM 1680 The Answer. It's called Business Leaders Live every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. This week, I have Arsen Marsoobian. He's a motivational speaker. He has a book out, and a lot of people call him Papa Soob. Papa Soob will be in studio right here on AM 1680 The Answer, Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. for Business Leaders Live.
This is Dr. Jim Cece, Senior Pastor Teacher at Campus Bible Church of Fresno. We're blessed in the San Joaquin Valley to have so many fine Bible teaching churches. However, if you do not have a church home and you're looking for a place where the Word of God is central, why not try out Campus Bible Church? We're pleased to announce that we now meet in 2 locations with a variety of weekend worship services and ministry for all ages. One location is on Maple Avenue, a half a mile south of Fresno State University. The other is on Palm Avenue, just 1 block north of Shields. For more information, you can go online to campusbiblechurch.com or call the church office at 291-9116. I also want to personally invite you to listen to The Ambassador's Call, our radio teaching ministry, every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. and Sundays at 12 noon here on this station. Again, this is Dr. Jim Cece, praying that you will, in the words of the Apostle Paul, glorify God in your body today.
You are listening to Business Leaders with Lance Cardoza, the behind-the-scenes story of the business shakers and movers in the Valley and beyond. Once again, here's Lance Cardoza.
Welcome back to Business Leaders. I'm sitting here with Arsen Marsoobian, and we've been talking about his new book coming out, A Heartbeat Away. Are you ready? It's out in electronic form, and you can also get it in the hard copy form on April 3rd, where he'll be getting the published version out and doing autograph signing. Before we went to break, Arsen, we were talking about something that maybe someone doesn't know about Arsen Marsoobian that you might want to share.
Well, I think I'm the only one in the Fresno area that has a life pass to every athletic event at Fresno High School and at Fresno State.
And at Fresno State.
The Fresno High School one was really kind of interesting because there was only 3 other athletes that got that award that year, and after accumulation of so many
this is back when you were in high school.
Yeah, varsity F letters and stuff. And they were all fantastic. It was Don Galladay, Tom Thaxter, who was the other kid? Maybe Fisher. But there were really super, super athletes at Fresno High School. And then at the end of the ceremonies, up comes this little 111-pound, 5'6" guy that said, "You're a life pass thing." And
so Arsen gets a life pass.
Arsen got a life pass, and up there was some of the greatest athletes.
What sports
at
did you
Fresno High
play?
School.
What sports did you play?
I was in basketball and in track. And if it wasn't for track, I'd have never got to Fresno State. I'd never gotten an education. I set every record at Fresno High School from the Class C 660 all the way through the varsity mile. I set records in cross country. Cross country was just an experimental sport at that time, just getting started. So we started that. And then I was a 2-miler at Fresno State for 4 years and a varsity letter there for 4 years.
Explains why you're very involved with athletics here in Fresno, and I see you at all the events all the time. So you're a lifetime pass recipient and the alum of sports here in Fresno. We're gonna wrap up here, Arsen, but they can go to lancecardoza.com. They can get all the information on how to get your book and find out how to get in contact with you. And thank you for being on the program, Arsen. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me in. I really appreciate it. Good seeing you again, and hope we can work together again.
Yes, absolutely. Tuesdays at 9, Business Leaders Live.
In the future, your home's energy footprint is going to be much smaller than it is today. Energy efficiency and green building programs combined with government incentives and private ingenuity will reduce your energy consumption anywhere from 20 to 40%. Green is good, and it will save you money.
Our family at Donald P. Dick, your locally owned and operated heating and air conditioning company.